Established in 1960, Malayan Banking Berhad or Maybank is the largest financial services group in Malaysia with an established presence in the Asian region. Founded by Hu Takpua and several partners in Kuala Lumpur, and is now the largest corporation on the Malaysia Stock Exchange in terms of market capitalisation Bursa Malaysia. Since its inception, Maybank has grown very rapidly throughout the world. There are many products and services offered by Maybank Group such as commercial banking, investment banking, Islamic banking, offshore banking, venture capital, internet banking and many more. And Maybank is now one of the largest financial institutions in Malaysia and also in the world. Vision and mission statements are one of the important tools of strategic planning. Every organization needs mission and vision as their guidance in business to achieve a successful goal. Vision and mission statement can first define the purpose of the organization to employees and stakeholders. Secondly, give a clear and effective guide for making decisions. And thirdly, increase efficiency and productivity in the organization. For Maybank, its vision statement is to humanize financial services across Asia. Maybank is committed to offering fair terms and prices for individuals to access financial services while being at the heart of the community, which corresponds to their vision, advancing Asia's ambition with you. Has been clear from the start that they want to humanize financial services by providing the people with convenient access to financing, having fair terms and pricing, advising customers based on their needs, and being at the heart of the community. To guarantee that the board's obligation to shareholders and other stakeholders such as employees, customers and regulators remain essential, the Maybank Group promotes the following aspirations and Tiger core values, which are teamwork, integrity, growth, excellence and efficiency, and relationship building. These core values form the basis of the proper work ethics, conduct and behavior, which all employees must adopt for the group to achieve its vision and mission. The Maybank Internal Factor Evaluation or IFE matrix. So IFE matrix is an analytical technique which is related to the SWOT analysis. IFE matrix will help to evaluate the internal position of the organization or its strategic intent as well as weaknesses. For overall evaluation, the resulting weight ratio evaluates the internal position of the organization or strategic intent, whereby the best possible score is 4 and the worst score is 1, and average value is around 2.5. So followings are the IFE matrix for Maybank, which consisted of its strengths and weaknesses. So from the table above, we found that the total weight score for the IFE matrix of Maybank is 2.84, which is above the average of 2.5, which is at the midpoint. Therefore, this shows that Maybank is taking the advantages of the internal strength and trying to avoid the weaknesses of the firm.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Azihan. Next part is external factor evaluation for Maybank. This method was introduced by Fred R. David to evaluate the external environment of the organization to see the opportunity and threat faced by the company. This is the external factor evaluation show a strong external position and quite excellent in performance. The total weight score for Maybank is 2.90.
Competitive profile matrix is a strategic planning tool used to identify the firm and their competitors' relative strengths and weaknesses in a particular industry by comparing each other using industrial's critical success factors. This analysis is often used to better understand the external environment of the company. The table shows the comparisons of Maybank with its rivals, which are CIMB and Public Bank. According to the PM analysis, Maybank stands as the strongest lead company in the money center bank industry with the highest weighted score of 3.41. On the other hand, CIMB placed the second highest with a weighted score of 3.26, whereby Public Bank placed at third with a score of merely 3.14. By comparing the critical success factor, the strength of Maybank Public Bank is the same, which are in terms of the advertising and profitability part. Maybank has the same critical success factor as the strongest company in the industry, so they must focus on these areas and improve themselves for better performances. Meanwhile, the weaknesses for Maybank is their effective mission statement. Another part that can be improved for Maybank, although the score is even, is the customer loyalty. The company should focus on the core needs of their clients and customers to give excellent services to increase the loyalty. Thus, Maybank might have a chance to win over customer loyalty, first since all three of the companies start on the same line. In conclusion, Maybank will have a better decision-making process in the strategy on where to protect and where to improve by referring to the CPM analysis.
Okay, move on to the next part, SWOT metric analysis. What is SWOT metric? SWOT metric is a business framework that helps to analyze a broad range of variables that can have a profound effect on the success of a company. First, we take a look on SO strategy, securing its position as the undisputed leader in the financial service in Malaysia, and Maybank will continue to expand. The strengths of a business are the attributes that give it an advantage over the competitors, such as attributes are also often referred to as a unique selling point, company-specific benefit, or competitive advantage. Tools and skills that are valuable, uncommon, and hard to imitate, and assisted throughout the enterprise are the source of the strengths. In order to achieve a diversified consumer company portfolio, Maybank will continue to expand on its main item, namely automotive and housing loan. Diversification of their product line from funding, loan, deposit, insurance, and investment banking. Early result in the year end 2010 saw an improvement of more than 100% in sale output at branch in Maybank corporate client product portfolio. According to its financial reporting for the year end 2010, Maybank has shown a low overhead and cost saving of more than 140 million in procurement and IT venture. A user-friendly website, Maybank to You, is a leader in internet banking in Malaysia. Maybank brought physical and digital scope enable its customer to deliver a variety of creative financial solutions and innovative services focused on state-of-the-art technology and on equal term and pricing. For Maybank, more than half of the Malaysian online market have been acquired through proactive policy and continued investment in internet banking. The opportunity to pay for online purchase, carry out transaction, collect electrical account, pay income tax, and position investment online draw customer to use Maybank to You. To ensure the sustainability of the Maybank community, they acknowledge their dedication to environmental, social, and governance (ESG) as they seek to achieve their business goal and fulfill their mission. ESG is the best practice in their operation and progress toward achieving their sustainability strategy is monitored and recorded every year. Second, under SWOT metric, we have WO strategy. Maybank can expand their network so that every Malaysian has access to Maybank, and Maybank encourage greater cross-border cooperation and strategizing. Weaknesses are company attribute that hinder a company compared to other businesses. That is to say, an organization is damaged. For example, the weaknesses may be lack of patent security, poor consumer reputation, small working resources, poor management, and inefficient production method. The best thing to discover is ample feedback loop, both on the inside and outside. Consider submitting customer surveys and holding monthly meeting of employee. The internet element of the business and the SWOT review are the strengths and weaknesses in general. With over 380 branches and 2,800 ATMs serving 9 million customers, Maybank has the largest reach in the country. They are the only bank that serves the community in 18 locations. They plan to expand their network to include every Malaysian with Maybank. By expanding the network, they can eventually turn the weaknesses or use their weaknesses to opportunity and grow globally. They can upgrade their services so that they will be more relevant to each one of the Maybank users. third is ST strategy. Maybank will apply high standard in its management, and Maybank maintain its customer trust by engaging them. Maybank will continue to improve its presence in ASEAN countries but will carry out feasibility study carefully before heading to a Middle East country. This is because they have to ensure that they are competent enough to enter the Middle East country. For the health, safety and well-being of its staff, Maybank will apply high standard in its management and operation. Other than that, by participating in survey and getting input and cancelling this into better customer support program, Maybank retain its customer trust. Engagement with customer are the most important thing that they have to care about. This is because they are providing services. If they are not able to attract and engage with the customer, they will not able to expand their company to the global level. That is why surveys are important so that they can keep improving their services and product. Lastly, under SWOT metric, we have W3 strategy. Maybank constantly engage with stakeholders, especially customers, suppliers, and investors. And Maybank talent management framework facilitate the development of employee. Maybank is actively working with their stakeholders, in particular clients, suppliers, and investors, to provide clear understanding about Maybank's success and strengthen its experience with the bank in line with the responsible business practice. The talent management system of Maybank make it possible to improve the skill of their employee for developing mass skill at their learning facilities such as Maybank Academic and online 24 hours a day at my campus. The talent management system is actually good and useful for them to train their employee to be the best to serve their customer. They can have a team of employees that are full of skill and reliable to maintain the bank strategy and target. Maybank does realize that the employee need to be prepared mentally and physically so that they are able to expand their business to another level.
The strategic position and action evaluation, which is a SPACE matrix, is a management tool used to analyze a company and determine what type of strategy that a company should undertake, in whereby this is Maybank that we should undertake. It focuses on the strategy formulation, especially as related to the competitive position of an organization. SPACE matrix has a 4-quadrant framework indicating whether aggressive, conservative, defensive or competitive strategies are the most appropriate for a given organization. The 4 factors are perhaps the most important determinant of an organization's overall strategy position. The axis of SPACE matrix represents 2 internal dimensions, which are the financial position and competitive position, whereby the 2 external dimensions, which are the stability position and industrial position. So, based on the SPACE matrix, the financial position and the industrial position for Maybank holds a very strong position, whereby the stability position and competitive position holds whereby a little lower than usual, but Maybank can definitely improvise on it. So, speaking on the quadrant itself, Maybank is located in the matrix or aggressive quadrant. The business is able to take advantage of outside opportunities, strengthen internal areas, and fend off outside dangers. Speaking of BCG metrics, market share and market growth are the 2 elements that make up the BCG metrics. According to the notion, a product's market share relative to that of its rivals determine how successful a firm can be. So, speaking of cash cows means the market growth rate is low but has high market share. This represents the concept of spending less cash and earning more. It brings balance and stability back to a portfolio of the company. When the company has been operating for a long time in the industry, the growth and revenue might grow slower than before or maybe decline. Maybank will be the customer choice as it is growing rapidly. By having different strategies, Maybank focus is on the growth of its franchises in Greater China, Philippines and Cambodia. For example, Greater China such as Hong Kong, their market has great potential due to investment and trade flows between China and the ASEAN. As a result, this can be grown more by using the opportunity, whereby STARS, Stars means business with a higher market share in a fast-growing industry. This means products or business in units are in the higher growth market with a high market share. Additionally, this might help the company to have a potential to grow in the future. What makes the stars different from cash cows is that their particular industries have the opportunity to grow further. For Maybank, its internet banking business is the stars for them. As it was introduced, the customer chose to use Maybank's online service, which is Maybank to You, as the service was user-friendly. Furthermore, as stated before, Maybank had to hold a market share of over 60% in mobile transactions and 50% of internet banking transactions in Malaysia as of 2018. This indirectly will help the market or the company to have a great brand image and increase their customers' loyalty in the future. Question marks whereby are businesses that operate with a low market share in a higher growth market. If the company has the potential to gain market share, it may become stars sooner. This means the investments can get a lot of cash investments if the question marks grow well and the company manages it well. As for Maybank, the Islamic products such as insurance and takaful can be considered the question marks, as it needs to grow more and require investment in order to make it as a star or cash cow item. As it shows, Maybank needs to focus on this field as there are a lot of competitors that provide this service too. This is because they must achieve the objective and maintain their positions. Lastly but not the least is dogs. In this unit, it means business with a small relative market share in a slow growing or declining market. Usually this type of business is not getting the investors' interest to invest in their company. Let's say Maybank was in dog's situation as they are in break-even, which means they don't earn or spend a lot of money and they generate just enough money to keep the company's market share. With the limited money that they have, it can be used with more potential or likely to be liquidated.
Now, let's look into QSPM metrics. QSPM means Quantitative Strategic Planning Metrics, which is actually a strategic tool for comparing and contrasting various strategies. The QSPM organizes earlier stage facts to compute the score of several strategies in order to determine the best match strategy for the company. And over here in this matrix, attractive scores, which is AS, are used to determine the relative attractiveness for each approach when just one external or internal element is included. And over here, when you look into the table, the range for AS is 1 equals to not attractive, 2 somewhat attractive, 3 reasonably attractive, and 4 highly attractive. So now you guys can see the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for QSPM. So based on the metrics above, Maybank needs to adopt the strategy of shifting the focus to other regions outside Asian regions, which have the potential to expand their market and can get higher growth to increase net income. So, however, this will enable them to sustain longer and advance in this industry as well as in the world. And besides that, we like to recommend Maybank to overcome the technology issues on their online application, or usually called Maybank to You. So this is so crucial due to issues that Maybank to You face make the user become angry and furious and give a bad image in the name of Maybank. And in addition, this problem involves the user's privacy information, even worse when a cyber attack happened on the users. And Maybank needs to take it seriously for this problem to ensure gain trust from their clients back.
Next part is recommendation. The company can focus on horizontal integration along with market penetration in order to manage and hold a strong competitive position. This has the potential to ensure the position of greater market share and strong competitive position. Our chosen company, Maybank, can also consider market development along with relative diversification. This can come in form of starting operation in a new country at the same time offering a new service replicating competitor home or abroad. This can also possibly result as additional market share in the existing market, at the same time additional benefit of entering a new market. Recommend procedure for strategy evaluation using the techniques such as gap analysis, SWOT analysis, PEST analysis, and benchmarking. Maybank can evaluate their strategy that have to go through the following process to conduct an effective evaluation of their strategy. First, fixing benchmark for performance. Maybank has to set a standard that they want to maintain, the qualitative as well as quantitative performance standard that they want to achieve and maintain. Second, measuring the performance. They have to measure the current performance. Here again, it has to be both qualitative and quantitative. This measurement will illustrate their current performance standard. At the same time, we allow them to compare it with their target outcome. Third, analyzing variance. At this stage, they have to analyze the variance. And lastly, taking correction action. Finally, after getting all the information, the Maybank can find out what are the things that they need to do differently. This way, they get a clearer, more specific idea of what need to do, what need to be done. Lastly, they need to take the corrective action that have been found through the process.
As a conclusion from the financial analysis, we can see that Maybank is actually encountering some problems with its internal functions like management, operational and R&D, as the functions did not perform well in carrying out their responsibilities that they should pay attention to. Furthermore, based on the analysis conducted, Maybank is in the position which is slightly inferior in comparison to its competitors, and we have come out with the conclusion that shifting focus to other regions outside Asia would be the most feasible strategy for the firm's growth and to improve its current financial and competitive position. It can also be indicated by the higher total attractiveness score of the strategic alternative in QSPM, which is 3.19, as compared to the strategy with the total attractiveness score of 3.09. Maybank is going to be very successful in the banking industry. The bank features state-of-the modern technology such as interactive touchscreens that detail the bank service, the various online services that are available, and the various products offered by Maybank. Thank you.